Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like if you have a nuclear weapon, you will not be attacked. If you don't have a nuclear weapon, the United States of America will attack you, together with its allies. There is a consistent rule that has been happening in the past at least 34 years after the collapse of the Soviet Union. So, Iran, which has a population of about 80 some million people, or 90 million people, wants a nuclear weapon. Well, it might get it. From whom? From other nations who are ready to supply Iran with nuclear weapons. Then what? What is the United States of America and its ally Israel gonna do? So, this is the first topic for this video. According to a Russian leader, other nations are ready to supply Iran with nukes after United States of America's strike. We're going to discuss what countries might be. That's the first one. The second one, the foreign minister of Iran is in Russia as we speak. So he went and he is going to meet Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation. Remember, Iran and the Russian Federation, they have a little pact, all right? A little agreement. So, it's not quite as close as the Russian-North Korean agreement, but it is one. So these are the two topics for this video. If Iran acquires nuclear weapons, or let's say Russia provides them, or other countries that we're going to discuss, what do you think the United States of America will do? I tell you what, nothing. We'll pick on a small target, someone else, another guy, because that's what the strong people do, or entities. Let's start with the first topic. This comes from UPI. So, Russia, other nations ready to supply Iran with nukes after United States of America strike, June 22nd, 2025. And he orders an attack on Iran for another country while wearing Make America Great Again hat. All right. In the wake of President Donald Trump's strike on Iran's nuclear sites Saturday, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev said Sunday that, and I'm quoting, a number of countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear weapons. Okay, so who could that be, my friends? We're not going to go here. What, and I'm quoting, what have the Americans accomplished with their nighttime strikes on 3 nuclear sites in Iran? Question mark. Medvedev questioned in a post on social media, and I'm quoting again, the enrichment of nuclear material. And now we can say it outright, the future production of nuclear weapons will continue. A number of countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. So, like Russia, Iran, ally Pakistan, is armed with nuclear weapons, but said Thursday that it had not yet received requests for any military assistance from Iran, while expressing alignment with its neighbor. It has since condemned the US attack on Iran. That's one of them. So, the unprecedented escalation of tension and violence owing to ongoing aggression against Iran is deeply disturbing. And I'm quoting, any further escalation of tensions will have severely damaging implications for the region and beyond, Pakistan's foreign minister said in a statement. So Pakistan could be one, Russia could be another one. Who else? Anybody here? China's foreign ministry likewise said the United States has violated the United Nations Charter and international law as it called for Israel to reach a ceasefire as soon as possible. and I'm quoting, China stands ready to work with the international community to pool efforts together and uphold justice and work for restoring peace and stability in the Middle East. Got it? All right, so do I see North Korea anywhere? I'm looking down here. I don't see it. Any North Korea. But we have a few guys already there, which is Russia, China, and Pakistan. These are the countries obviously on the main list. The other one could be North Korea, but North Korea has its own problems. I don't think they will do it for now, even though I think Kim Jong-un, the woodchuck, is very consistent in good or in evil. All right, next article comes from Fox News. Russian leader claims multiple countries prepped to provide Iran nuclear weapons following US strikes. So again, this is the enrichment of power. A number of countries ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. So, my friends, who do you think this is viable? Well, I think that they could be deployed by a country under that country's supervision. I don't think Iran would, like for instance, Belarus. Belarus has some, but I think the Russians have the veto power to use their own weapons deployed in Belarus. I don't think those weapons are Mr. Lukashenko's weapons. I think they're Russian weapons in Belarus that will protect Belarus from being attacked by anybody. Or definitely nobody will attack Belarus, including Poland. Just to give you a suspect. Now, a very obvious suspect. Why? Well, you remember the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth? Okay, study that and you're going to get some answers. So in this case, there might be some countries, I don't know if Pakistan could do that. Pakistan, I think, is under the US jurisdiction. That's what it seems to me. I mean, you have CIA bases on your country, you're under occupation right there. And under money. Russia could do that. And China. I don't think China will go that far. But Russia could threaten and Pakistan could do it. North Korea is on the list. Now, what do you think will happen if, let's say, Russia or one of these countries deploys, let's say Russia, because they can't strike Russia. That's why they are talking to Russia as an equal right now, because the United States of America, these thugs here, listen only to the language of brute force, like a thug, like a bully boy. The problem is the United States of America is not its own bully boy. That's the problem. It is someone else's bully boy relieved to the society, the world, in order to settle other people's and other interests' scores, idiotic as they may be. And let's see how Iran's foreign minister is going to meet Putin, maybe for the nuclear weapons. Who knows? And we're going to discuss if Putin might give him or not. The Telegraph. Iran's foreign minister to meet Putin after, quote-unquote, red line crossed. Ahead of trip to Russia, Abbas Araghchi said Tehran reserves all options to defend its security, including military and including nuclear weapons, I guess. Its interest, its people. All right, we're not going to continue. That's what it is. You're going to meet Vladimir Putin on Monday. Now, let's say Russia gives Iran nuclear weapons. Let's say. What do you think the United States of America will do with Russia? Bomb Russia? Impose sanctions on Russia? What do you think the United States of America can do that it didn't do? I think that's about two things that they can do. First is just to isolate itself, and the other one to attack Russia. So either attack or not attack. What other, methods you have? Bully boys don't use this. Bully boys use this. So America lost this and has only this at its disposal. The problem is, if you look at the mighty Americans, which, when I talk about Americans, I'm not talking about the baboons, like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about those guys owned. They haven't taken on any serious challenge after the fall of the Soviet Union. Nothing. They fought Yugoslavia, and always, the word is always, in a coalition. That shows you strength, doesn't it? This is the only time, together with Israel, that they dare to do something to Iran. And I'm not certain that this is for real. Why? They know Iran can retaliate. Are you going to nuke Iran? It's not impossible. These guys use nuclear weapons twice, so it's already a pattern. Once, it's a mistake. Twice, it's a pattern. So that's it. These guys are, how do you call it? Perpetual, how do you call it? Not suspect, perpetrators. Anyway, they are as they are. Those guys are over there. So Russia could say we will, and Trump is going to start threatening, like he does, threatening, we're going to do this to you in Ukraine. The problem is with this. NATO and these guys lost in Ukraine. Why? This is Russia. And they could never win against those guys because those guys have nuclear weapons. And once the Russians get real, once they say game over, from now on it's going to be nuclear war, these guys are going to go back to their fucking brothels and cocaine, and that's what they're going to do. So we'll see. I don't think, though, that these guys will give Iran nuclear weapons. I don't think so. I don't think Iran needs them. Iran can definitely defend itself. The problem is, how far will the Americans dare to go and fight Iran? Israel is not a factor. Israel is not a factor unless Israel uses its nuclear weapons, which will use them just like that. I mean, Israel has no problem not giving a shit about other human beings. I mean, after all, they're different. They're chosen. So that's a different conversation. But the problem is, if Israel doesn't like the United States of America, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's say they say, no, what? We don't like you. We're going to bomb you with nuclear weapons, man. Shut the fuck up. What is the U.S. going to do? Do you think it's going to put pressure like what? With our senators, with AIPAC here, with Anti-Defamation League, B'nai B'rith, with Wiesenthal Center, with all the money, the bankers. Are you crazy? We're owned. So nevertheless, we'll see. We'll see. At least this guy goes straight to Moscow. That tells me if he's going to go to Moscow, he's not going to go over there to say, well, I'm sorry, Putin, what do you think? And Putin's going to say, well, you know what? Just let them do whatever they want to you. Maybe it's going to be a second front, which is going to be clearly the countries from the BRICS versus these neo-colonial powers. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.